All right, it is storm season, the time of year when Oklahoma's weather can change on a dime.
And when severe weather hits, keeping kids safe, of course, top of mind for a lot of parents, teachers too. Stacia recently spoke with a high school basketball coach who sheltered with his students during a deadly tornado outbreak.
That's right, and many remember May 20th, 2013, when a deadly EF5 twister tore across central Oklahoma, ended up killing 24 people.
For nearly 40 minutes, the EF5 tornado carved its path in Oklahoma soil, taking lives, destroying homes, decimating businesses, and hitting 2 schools.
It was just an eerie day.
At Southmore High School, it was almost time to release kids for the day when the tornado formed. It was athletic hour, and it was time to seek shelter. Now retired basketball coach Wes Brown remembers having between 20 and 30 students with him.
You know how high school guys are. They were, macho and pretty joking around. But once again, too, they're in Moore, Oklahoma, and they understand the severity of it.
Brown saw the severity of it when he stepped outside for a moment, witnessing the EF5 tornado create its path of destruction.
I could see it coming at us, and if it hit, we were going to be the first to get hit right here.
Back in the school with his basketball class, Brown and an assistant got the students inside the equipment room, a small room tucked in the corner of the locker room, thinking it was one more protective layer between the students and the deadly outdoors. Sitting inside that small room with his students, the coach remembers hearing this on a broadcast they were listening to.
If you are above ground, you are not safe. And all 20 some odd of them looked straight at me, and I just said, if it hits, just cover up.
Brown says once the tornado moved to 19th Street, they knew it had passed them and they were safe. But in the hours after the storm, the chaotic mess of debris outside made it impossible to safely release students. He says the kids stayed at the school until about 9:30 that night. Then buses were able to bring kids to nearby churches where parents could pick them up. Looking back, Brown says he and the district did the best they could.
We got them to the safest place we could. There was no cellar. There was no getting below ground. There was no safe rooms.
We could fit the entire school on either side of the building if we needed to.
Today, Southmore High School has 2 shelters. This lecture hall provides a place to sit and learn every day and a safe place for hundreds on the days twisters form in Oklahoma skies. Assistant Principal Greg Oliver showed us the shelter on the other side of the school, too, a multi-purpose room with space for hundreds of students, teachers, and staff.
If nothing else, it gives them a peace of mind that there's a structure here that's safe for them, that's been rated by FEMA, that the district has spent a lot of time and effort into for their safety.
All 35 sites at Moore Public Schools have a shelter today after the community invested in them through bond issues. But on May 20th, 2013, there were no official shelters at Southmore. Hundreds of students were packed inside this room, now used to store equipment. Brown looks back at the enormity of his responsibility that day.
At that moment, I wasn't real worried. It was not until afterwards, it's like, oh my gosh, with the decisions I made, I had those kids' lives in my hands, possibly. We survived it, and we're lucky.
Well, here in Tulsa, TPS says 18 of its school sites have safe rooms now, and 2 more are on the way. All of the safe rooms were put in after 2013, which is an initiative among many Oklahoma school districts, getting shelters now after the Moore tornado. And if you missed it, our 30-minute weather special ahead of the storm, you can watch it right now on demand. You can watch it online or on our free News on 6 streaming app for Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire.